Hello guys, in this class, let's learn exciting things about reading fill in the blanks. I am super excited to discuss this task with you. And in fact, it is my personal favorite task in the Pearson PTE entire exam. Right, let's explore this task. Now, look and feel of the task. Please see, this is how it looks in the real test. This is that beautiful reading fill in the blanks. You have the instruction which is written here. So the instruction simply says is this paragraph has some blanks. These blanks have to be filled with the word choices that are present in the gray color box here. So basically, so the mode of operation is very simple. Whenever you find a suitable word for a particular blank, all you have to do is click it, drag it, and drop it to the respective blank. Okay, even if you change your decision, what you have to do, you have to just drag it back so that you can pull it back. So same thing with anything. So when you finish answering, you hit the next button. In the real exam, you don't have all these buttons. You have only instruction, paragraph with blanks, options, and next button. Timer is anyway there on the top. 3 secrets of reading fill in the blanks. Number 1, to answer this task, everybody thinks that I should have an amazing method, a wonderful method. It's not about only method. Along with the method, along with the process, you also got to have grammar, vocabulary, reading skills. You need to have RGV, reading, skills, grammar, vocabulary. 3 things are essential to get good score in reading fill in the blanks, right? Number 2, answering easier blanks first and tough ones last can be an amazing thing anybody can do in reading fill in the blanks. But in real exam scenario, guys, I mean, if you take the numbers, in every 10 students, hardly 2-3 students implement this second point. What is it? Answering easier ones first, tough ones last is only implemented by 2-3 students in a bunch of 10 students in the real test. So you should not be in that 7-8 people bunch. You should be in the good bunch of 2-3 people, okay, if you're watching this video. Third one, this task can be presented anywhere in the reading module, guys. This can come in the beginning of the test, it can be in the middle of the test, it can be towards the end of the test. It can be there anywhere, basically, right? So, reading fill in the blanks, numbers, how many questions you get in the real test? You get 4 to 5 questions coming in the real test from reading fill in the blanks. And when you answer these 4 to 5 questions 100% perfectly, you get a score of what? Approximately 20 marks. And what is the highest score anybody can achieve in reading? It's 90. So, to 90, this contributes 20 marks, which is very, very good. Now, let's learn 3 steps to answer reading fill in the blanks. Number 1, first step is this. You have to read the first line of a paragraph and last line of a paragraph if you are a normal basic reader. No, I am a pro reader. If you say I'm a pro reader, what you can do is you can go through the entire paragraph if you want. So what is the benefit of reading the first line, last line? By reading the first line, you are knowing the topic of the paragraph. So what is it about? Is it about science? Is it about technology? Is it about a person's life? Is it about a particular disease? Is it about a particular animal, creature? Is it about a particular culture? Is it about a particular country's economy? You will know the topic when you read the first line of a paragraph, basically. You know the topic. So what is the advantage of having the topic with you? I mean, having the topic knowledge. Guys, now, when we start learning vocabulary, probably a person starts learning vocabulary from the age, let's say 3 years, 2.5 years, 3 years. From then the vocabulary gets injected into mind, right? So you always, or anybody for that matter, store vocabulary in different shelves of your memory, yes or no? So you have all the vocabulary not cluttered in the mind. The mind has different vocabulary for different subjects. So science vocabulary is different in the mind. What you call social vocabulary is different in the mind. English literature vocabulary is different. Let's say biology vocabulary is different, yes or no? So when you know the topic of a passage, guys, the vocabulary that you have been gathering or that you gathered in the last 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, depending on your age, will get activated subconsciously. Okay, so that's why implementing step 1, knowing the topic is important, guys, right? Because in my study, what I've conducted on students, in every 10 students, hardly 1 or 2 students go through the first line and know the topic and proceed to the first blank, sir. Generally, people attack direct blank, attack the blanks directly without doing any, provisional stuff, right? Number 2, so I know the topic, okay? So I have to approach what? The blank number 1 first, right? So the blank number 1, if you look at the origin of the blank number 1, how it came basically, a blank is nothing but it's a missing word in a sentence, right? Any blank is not coming from Mars or Jupiter. It is a missing word in a sentence, isn't it? In a sentence, okay, sometimes noun is missing, sometimes adjective is missing, sometimes verb is missing, sometimes adverb is missing, sometimes conjunction is missing or connector is missing, yes or no? So if you read that sentence where the blank is present, right, that particular sentence, when you read carefully, you will understand what kind of word is missing, number 1, and what is the context of the sentence, number 2. What kind of word? What is the context? Situation is what? Word is what? Missing word is what? Situation is what? So I know, for example, just an example, in the blank I found out plural noun is missing, right? The situation is negative situation. Then in the options available in the bottom of the paragraph, I will be only looking at plural nouns. I will not be looking at singular nouns. I'll be looking at plural nouns, especially those nouns which are negative nouns. Understanding, guys? For example, in the blank 2, verb is missing, V2, past tense verb is missing, V2 is missing, positive, right? Then in the bottom options, I'll be looking only for positive V2s, right? Verb form 2s. I will not be looking at each and every word and imagine whether it is correct answer. Now, this imagination kills your time. Shortlisting saves the time, right? So this is how, reading sentence, applying grammar, like what is missing, vocabulary, positive vocabulary, negative vocabulary, neutral vocabulary. This understanding is important. So in 40 seconds, if you can answer that blank, please answer it. If you cannot, no problem. So first set of blanks, if you cannot answer in 40 seconds, you are not, at fault. Please understand. Everybody cannot answer every blank easily, right? It's okay. I'm unable to answer the first blank. I tried for 40 seconds. Leave it there. Okay, come back to it later. You start working on second one, third one, fourth one. If there is fifth one, work on the fifth one. After everything is done, you go to the first blank. What is the advantage of that? If you go to the first blank, if you skip a blank after 40 seconds and answer it later, there are 3-4 advantages, guys. Advantage number 1 is when you finish other blanks, when you complete other blanks and go to this delayed blank, okay, initial delayed blank, right? What happens is the number of options in the bottom come down. Yes. Benefit number 1. Number 2 benefit. What is that? If you go to it later, at last, what happens is you will go to the pending blank with more familiarity on the paragraph, because if you kept blank number 1 on hold, you answered blank number 2, blank number 3, blank number 4, blank number 5. Because you answered 2, 3, 4, 5 blanks. For answering 2, 3, 4, 5 blanks, you read a lot. You read that paragraph well. So you are well read, correct? You well read the paragraph. Therefore, the pending blank number 1 will not give you trouble because of increased familiarity with the paragraph, right? Paragraph. Benefit number 2. Benefit number 1, options are coming down. Benefit number 2 is what? You are developing better familiarity with the paragraph by answering the other blanks, easier blanks. Number 2. Number 3, sir, you will be able to save a lot of time. Generally, people who get stuck to one blank for longer time, they kill a lot of time on one blank. So I'm working on first blank, 40 seconds passed, 1 minute passed, 2 minutes passed, 3 minutes passed. Pressure is building, yes or no? So it saves your time. Benefit number 3. Number 4, it reduces your anxiety. When any student starts spending a lot of time on one blank, indirectly that person is coming under pressure. Pressure is mounting on that person. So when the pressure is mounting, the decision making gets weaker, yes or no, right? Imagine guys, if somebody is spending 2.5 minutes time, 1.5 minutes time on one blank, first blank, what happens? Will that person leave it without answering? Doesn't leave it without answering, because since he spent 1.5 minutes on it, he will make sure, or she will make sure that I'm putting the answer and then only going. So judgment problem. So delaying, keeping blanks on hold after 40 seconds has four benefits, guys. Benefit number 1, reduced number of options. Benefit number 2, increased familiarity, reduced number of options. The benefit number 3 is what? Time management. Benefit number 4 is what? No anxiety. Benefit number 5, if I have to talk about it, increases overall accuracy of the task. So that's why 40-second rule I keep on repeating, guys, in my regular classes, live classes daily, what I've been conducting from the last 11 years. I keep on talking about this, reminding my students on a daily basis. And here also, I'm trying to emphasize on this much. Some of you may not like all this emphasis, extra emphasis, but after watching this video, if 10 students are following my 40-second formula and gaining good marks in the exam, I'm more than happy, right? Third one. So I have answered all the blanks. If there are any pending blanks, I'll answer them. I'll cross-verify whether did I select the same words or not. Sometimes what happens is we get carried away. We think of selecting one word and we pick up another word. So if there is any accidental misses, basically, you will fix them all and you click the next button and go to the next one. This is what you do in the last step. Step 1 is what, sir? FL30, first line, last line in 30 seconds. Step 2 is what? Answering blank, AB40, answering blank in 40 seconds. Step 3 is what? Verification and clicking the next one. So this is the process of answering, reading, fill in the blanks. Very, very interesting task, exciting task, guys. Once you'll fall in love with this, you will start enjoying this, guys. Practice questions, few practice questions you can see now. Hi guys, let's implement 3 steps of reading, fill in the blanks. This is the sample question which is in front of us. So now, step 1 is to read the first sentence or first line of the paragraph and last line or last sentence of the given paragraph. Let's do that. The practice of giving graduation gifts seems to be alive and well, despite blank economic time. So it is all about what, sir? The practice of giving the graduation gifts. That's the thing, right? And I read the conclusion. What is it? Lavish celebrations and large lump seems to have gone by wayside in favor of smaller and thoughtful gifts. So people are giving, conclusion says the people are giving more thoughtful, smaller gifts during the graduation. So we know the topic, we know the conclusion now. Let's, in the step 2, we are now moving to step 2. In the step 2, let's answer each blank. Let's answer each blank one by one. We'll go with the first one. So guys, as you have learned in the classes, that every blank is nothing but it is a missing word. It is a missing word in a sentence, right? So that missing word, if we have to identify, we have to understand the sentence a little bit. Okay, so the practice of giving graduation seem to be alive and well despite blank economic times. Economic times is there, so we are expecting what's here? Probably an adjective we are expecting, right? So here on the left side you have what? On the left side of despite you have practice of giving graduation gifts seems to be alive and well. Something positive, something positive. After despite, what happens? It's a contradictory word. So after despite, it will be what? Negative. So we are expecting a negative word in this blank. Let's look at negative adjectives in the blank. Generous, positive. Hard, negative. Creative, positive. Money, lump sums, favorable. No. So what? Hard economic times. Okay. So the next one. A recent study shown that the families may not have as much to spend. They are being more blank in the gifts they bestow. They don't have enough money to spend. So they are being more what? Right? So more generous. If they don't have enough money to spend, they cannot be generous. Right? Generous is what? Giving something in a huge manner. Creative, maybe. Sums favorable, they're being more favorable. So they cannot be more favorable, right? That's not the thing. So as also we have seen in the last line, smaller and more thoughtful gifts are being given. That's what the last line conclusion said. So with that clue in mind, what we can do is we can go with creative, because smaller and thoughtful goes very well with what? Creative, right? And then the lavish celebrations and lump blank seem to have gone by wayside. What is the collocation for lump? Lump generous, lump money, lump sums, lump favorable. Easy guess, what is it? Lump sums. So this is how we answer a question in fill in the blanks reading. Just in case if any blank is bothering you, okay, you have spent, let's say our standard time is what? 40 seconds per blank. In 40 seconds, if you are unable to get the answer for the first blank or second blank, because there are 3 blanks, you have to move from that blank and start working on the other one, okay? So we shall also answer one more question. Okay, so one more question. Let's look at this question, guys. I'll read this question's first line. People are naturally concerned about polluting blank of energy sources such as oil or coal. So it's about pollution coming from oil or coal, right? Yet for some people, they are an unwelcome blank of the landscape. So this is not very clear, but by and large what it says, it's about pollution, oil, all that stuff. So people are, first blank, first step is over. Now second step, we are working on the first blank. We will give it only 40 seconds time. People are naturally concerned about the polluting blank of energy sources such as oil or coal. Okay, polluting is what in this occasion? It is an adjective. Adjective demands what? Noun, correct? So let's look at nouns. Machines, product, right? Site, feature, a lot of adjectives are there. Answer, it's not answer. Regions, effects. Polluting effects is a common collocation, guys. We are going with what? Polluting effects. But our wind forms the blank. Now, guys, this but also is what? A contradictory word. So before but, if you have any negative information, after but there should be what? Some positive words coming, right? So now positive word we need here, but our wind forms the noun is required. After the, if there is a blank, it's not, it's what? Noun, right? So wind forms the machines, product, site, feature. These are all plain words, right? Answer is what? A positive word, right? Let's go with answer. Next one. With their enormous rotating blades, these huge, guys, these requires what? Plural noun. It requires plural noun. These, this, THIS, this may be singular noun. These, plural noun. These huge is what? Adjective that comes before the noun, right? Now huge can be what? Huge product. Product is singular. Site is singular. Feature is singular. We need, because of these, we need what? A plural noun. So only we have 2 options. One is what? Machines. The other one is what? Regions. Okay, so machines, because it says what? Enormous rotating blades and all are related to machines, right? Not regions. Next one. Machines are becoming more commonplace in certain blank of the world, certain blank of the world, certain places of the world, certain cities of the world, something like that. So what is related to a place? Product, site, regions of the world, certain places of the world, basically, that's the one. And yet for some people, they are an unwelcome blank of the landscape. What is it? They are unwelcome product of the landscape, site of the landscape, feature of the landscape. So how is it going basically? Enormous rotating blades, machines, right, sir? These are all technical terms, right, based on the context. So for technical, more technical word is what? Is it product? Right? Unwelcome product is no. Technical word is site. Feature looks more correct because it goes well with what? Blades, huge machines, all that, right? So unwelcome feature of the landscape. landscape. So this is how we answer the question. So in our practice portal, when you submit, it tells you the correct answers in green color. So all are correct. So guys, this is how we answer reading fill in the blanks questions, right? Mistakes to avoid in reading fill in the blanks. Number one, guys, I already covered everything. Ignoring grammar pieces like parts of speech, tenses, subject, verb, agreement. You should not ignore these things. You should pay attention to these things. Number two, ignoring context of the passage. Only focusing on grammar cannot help you. You should also know the context, positive context, negative context, neutral context, you should know. Third thing, what is it? Spending more than 40 seconds on one blank, which I already emphasized on it, overemphasized, I think. Yeah. And fourth one, ignoring the collocation. You should also make use of the collocations as you are answering the blanks. You cannot ignore collocations part, right? And fifth one, not verifying the answer before clicking the next button. So it is very, very important to verify your answers before clicking the next button. If you don't verify, you never know, right? Sometimes accidentally, you may have selected some other word instead of the accurate word. So that can be avoided if you can verify. And then passive surface level reading, if you carry out, doesn't help anybody, right? It doesn't help any student. That's it about reading fill in the blanks, guys. Now, take the quiz to assess your understanding and improve your skills.
Early mornings, late night grind, dreams and goals are all on my mind. Practice tests and study guides, with every step I'm reaching high. PTE, I'm coming strong, with every word I sing my song. Reading, writing, listening to, speaking out, I'll break on through. Fill in the blanks, I know the way. Vocabulary, don't lead me astray. Sentence reorders, paragraphs tight. Each challenge faced, I'll do it right. PTE, I'm coming strong, with every word I sing my song. Reading, writing, listening to, speaking out, I'll break on through. Fill in the blanks, I know the way. Vocabulary, don't lead me astray. Sentence reorders, paragraphs tight. Each challenge faced, I'll do it right. B-test done, I face the fear. Score reports, the goal is near. Every mistake a lesson learned. Confidence in me, it's been earned. Exam day's here, I feel the vibe. Calm and steady, it's my time. Computer screen, we're face to face. I've got this now, I'll set the pace. PTE, I'm coming strong, with every word I sing my song. Reading, writing, listening to, speaking out, I'll break on through. Victory's mine, I've crossed the...
If you are enjoying my classes, you want to have more extended classes, you can join our live classes. You can also enroll for our self-learning course. And thirdly, if you are from Hyderabad, you can even join us for the classroom sessions. Click the link in the description to know the details.